Yeah, it's alive, but I'm gonna get to it so you can watch this in the replay. You see the title, man, and I'm thoroughly disgusted in some people because you would think in the information age, I want to say it like 3 times, like Dr. Umar, in the information age, y'all could Google some of this stuff. Like, you mean to tell me y'all got all this information that y'all can comment about and make up these ideas about and have all these dumb thoughts about, and you could have just Googled it to know that you were dead wrong? Like, y'all could search for porn, y'all could search for fantasy football clips, but you can't Google some of the stupid stuff that you believe? Like, what is what happened, man? Like, really, what happened? Like, and I'm talking ages from, let's just say, from 15 to finna die. Y'all all got a phone. You could have Googled that. Every last one of y'all got a phone. You could have Googled this information. And it's particularly with religion, politics, and history. Just simple stuff. Just what I would think was common sense. You remember when they had the people all on TV talking about tariffs? Oh, well, the tariffs is, the other country's gonna pay tariffs. You could have Googled that. Y'all didn't know that? Fine. If you didn't know it, you could have Googled it. All these people believe in all this religious doctrine. Oh, because the Bible says. That's not what it says. You could have Googled that. You really could have. But no, a lot of people just want to be dead wrong because they heard somebody say something stupid 50, 11 times. You know, back in the day, they used to tell you to cite your sources. You know, I get it, Bryce. You know, they used to tell you cite your sources. Find out, fact check this information, double check it, triple check it, make sure it's right across the board. But you got too many people nowadays want to be like Men in Black. You know when they used to go to the newsstand to get the National Enquirer that has all the bogus news, and it's like so people believe it. It's like, come on, Google this stuff. You know, so what language are you speaking? The same language you writing in. Like, where's the common sense? Where is the Well, you said Down syndrome. You know what? You might have. You know what? I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna leave it alone with your name. You have all of these avenues. You know, Wikipedia, Google, Chat GPT. What is it? Grok. Gemini. Come on. I got you. I got you. But now we're in an age where I can't figure out why so many people are so stupid on so many topics that they say they're so interested in. You know, I'm so I know I'm into politics all the time. Politics is my thing. Well, how come you so stupid? How come you so stupid when it comes to? I don't even care about the parties, but just politics in themselves. What are you doing? Man, I ain't gonna have. I can't have that comment in there. You know. So we have this thing going on over and over and over again, and I realize, you know, we're at a point where There's no nice way to say what I'm about to say. Hold that thought. Let me. My bad. We're at a point in society where people are so dumb they can't answer common sense questions that people could have answered 30 years ago, 30 years ago, 20 years ago, 10 years ago. I've said this before. Every now and then I listen to the radio station, and the radio station will have the trivia game between the men and the women, or the trivia game to win tickets to a concert or something, or a comedy show. And I remember when I was a kid, people could get the answers right. And now people just they need help with simple stuff. You know, what is H2O? Huh? Hose too? What? Oh my God. No, that's not what it is. That's not what it is. It becomes an issue. This is not. I can let this see. This is the trolling. Down syndrome came from a monkey. You ain't never seen a monkey with Down syndrome. This is, you know, it becomes a point where your obs your the knowledge that you should have, your observational knowledge, and what you've learned in school, and what you've picked up, from other people, and what you can learn from the internet should be kicking in at some point. At some point. But no. Like I said, it's the same thing with you people when they get religious. Oh, the Bible says, and the Bible says. That's not what it says. You could have Googled that. Like, you could have literally Googled that. You're right. Like, a lot of people didn't do their homework. But everybody freaking smart. You know, common sense stuff. Oh man, listen. This is how bad it is right now. I could literally tell people, anybody can say this. Hey, listen, if you don't pay your light bill, the first month they're gonna let it slide. The second month they're gonna cut it off. And you can have people go, well, I've seen numerous people on Instagram and YouTube and TikTok say the light's not gonna get cut off. Where do you see these videos being made? Oh, it's in the daytime. Their light's not off. It's in the daytime, so the sun is out. How about let them make a video at nighttime with candles as a background for you to realize it, because I didn't know that. No, man. It's beyond being willfully stupid, because you just want to be right. We're at a point where it's no reason for you to be stupid, because the answer is in the palm of your hand. The same way, I was about to be trifling. The same way the vast majority of y'all manhood or womanhood is in the palm of y'all hand at night, and y'all know it's there. Like, y'all crazy. Geniuses. No. You're not a genius if you can't check the oil on your car, because the oil on your car, it has a picture. When you open the hood, when you pop the hood, there's a picture of oil. If you can't see a picture of oil, you ain't a genius, unless you blind. That ain't a genius. Or they don't know what a picture of oil looks like. No, and it says oil right under it. And even with that, you could use it. You could Google, find the oil in the car, find the dipstick. You know, You saying book smarts don't mean you ain't gotta have book smarts now. You can have Google smarts. Like this is not the era where you get lost and you got to go to a gas station to buy a map to figure out where you going or ask somebody for directions. You could anything you don't know at this particular junk in this particular era and beyond. All you got to do is ask your phone. All you need is a phone or somebody walking by you with a phone to ask them the information. That's it. I'm trying to see what my dog doing. You know, okay, okay. Stupid people existed before the internet. Stupid people existed before Google. But there's no reason to have this amount of stupidity with Google. You know, it's like you know. But hey, everybody got. But here's the other thing: people got to make excuses for the stupidity. Oh well, you know, people are going through a lot. No, no, no. Now you have no excuse. The same way you know, when my son was in high school, and I flat out tell him, you got all the answers on your phone, and you still getting bad grades. You stupid. You got to you think about this. You got schools in America, not like I'm talking about somewhere else. You got schools all across the nation that have graduated dumb students who had the answers in their phone the whole time, but they argue with the teachers every day about being on their phone, but they couldn't pass their damn classes. We should have, you know, the last 15 years of students, you know, should have had 4.0s. In all honesty, in all honesty, to the point that they've made articles in publications about how even Ivy League school students couldn't read. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's a classic case of laziness. So now we have this issue. College kids don't know what content we look. Well, it looks like adults don't now. It ain't. This ain't just a college kids thing. This is, like I said, from 15 to finna die. Stupid. Unnecessarily stupid. Unnecessarily willing to stay stupid. But and here, you know, I'm about to just say what I really think half the time. Do y'all remember, like a lot of y'all remember when we were kids, our parents and grandparents would tell us, if you know them damn songs and you know them damn dances, you should know your damn homework. You seeing people in their 40s, 50s, and 60s doing TikTok dances and dancing to songs, but they don't even have ask them a simple question you can't get the answer to. You know, it's like, wait, what? Oh, but you can dance to Chris Brown, but you can't you can't count out the change. You know, if you give somebody a 20 and you paid, I don't know, 1082 for you don't know how much change you're supposed to get back, or you don't know how much change you're supposed to give a person. Like, it don't even make sense now. You see, now we have this issue. And some of these messages, you know, in the chat, you know, that I'm even not even letting coming out. Some of y'all want to be trolls so much. It's like, okay, hey man, you know, whether you look, if you young and you a kid and you just like getting on the internet and trolling people and it's fun, I'm gonna tell you something. If you keep it up and you still stay stupid, You're just gonna be a dumb person who has nothing but trolling to do. And you can't afford, you won't be able to afford to have a damn phone to troll on, a computer to troll on, a Wi-Fi to work to troll on. You won't be able to have it because you're too stupid to even get a job to be consistent enough to make money to have the equipment to troll. I'm just gonna be honest with you. And if you old and you trolling and that's all you got, I don't know what to tell you. You should Google how to get some business. Just the reality of it at this point. And it goes back to what I was talking about, even with the history part. Y'all have all of these damn conversations and debates about America, and y'all don't know history. I've seen too many times where I've seen people who are young and people old, and I heard Sergeant Willie Pete say that in the sense, y'all just act like history started yesterday. Yesterday. Like, let's talk about today now because yesterday is the only history that matters. What the fuck? Oh, so you just stupid. You could Google how this stuff works. But no, you don't want to Google how stuff works because if you Google how stuff works, then it wouldn't help your stupid ideology, your stupid talking points. Because everybody, social media gave everybody an audience, even idiots, And I can say that because even when people were doing the flat earther thing, the earth is flat. Look, man, do y'all realize, you know, y'all went all the way back to Christopher Columbus with the earth is flat. People sailed the oceans and they thought the earth was flat and they were going to fall off the earth. So now you got Google and now the earth got to be flat. What the fuck? Because you stupid. You got to be stupid. How can you tell the earth ain't flat? Okay, you really want to know? Fine. Get a telescope. Get a telescope. You don't even need a telescope. When you look up, in the morning, is the sun round? Yes. Is the moon round? Yes. When you can see the other planets, are they round? Yes. But the earth flat. No, you just flat out, you're a flat out idiot. That's all that is. It is what a platform is an issue. But idiots listening is the worst issue. You get these concepts and these people saying something over and over and over again. And here's the interesting thing. From a person who loves music and I made music, I still got music that I made on my page. This is how I know. And me and my homeboy, we used to talk about this. When music changed, I know when music got dumber, society got dumber. And all you're seeing now is not only musicians and music artists make shorter songs or in society not remember the words to the songs because the memory is just shot. But and you're seeing, the rebirth of people might know the hook or they might know a few words to in the lyrics or a bridge. But even your talking points is just a hook of a song. Every time you see people regurgitating a talking point, it's just like they're regurgitating the hook to a song. That's the only part I know. That's the only here. This is my favorite speaker, and this is the only part I remember. They say this all the time, all the time, all the time. 1350, all the time. When you anti-black, it's 1350 all the time. Certain people are criminals all the time. That's all you get. He said, they've been high enough. No, they didn't listen to the whole song. That's all you know. It's cool when you do it. It's a problem when I do it. That's it. But that's the same way y'all listen to talking points. The same way you listen to politics. The same way you listen to religion. The same way you listen to history. When somebody adds the rest of the of the equation into your ideology or what you listen to, you stuck. Like you could have googled that. Like like from you know I was clowning with somebody today, and even at work a week ago when they was talking to Charlie Kirk thing with if I see a black pilot, yeah, if you're right, if you see a black pilot, it's like you don't look. I know this, and I've never been to flight school. You do, so you didn't know that they don't. There is no such thing as affirmative action pilots. You didn't know you got to go to flight school and pass flight school and have a certain amount of log flight hours to actually be a pilot. You didn't know that, but you just knew because somebody said if they see a black pilot, they ain't a pilot. It's like if you don't shut your stupid, just stupid. That's the equivalent of saying, "Oh man, if I see a black doctor, he ain't a real doctor." He had to go to school to get his doctorate in medicine. What are you talking about? Oh well, it's a different grading system. No, it's not. No. It's obvious you don't know what you're talking about. If I see a black lawyer, I don't know if he qualified. He had to pass the bar just like every other lawyer. And most lawyers fail the bar on their first shot. Sometimes it take 2, 3, 4 times to pass the bar just to become a lawyer. But it's like common sense. But my bad, you didn't you haven't been around people who've been in these situations in these professions. You haven't. You don't have the common sense to go, oh man, I didn't know that. I just thought you just showed up. Yeah, no, yeah. Y'all think flying is like the guys who crashed the planes on 9/11. They just went to flight school and decided they was gonna learn how to fly, not how to land. That's where your brain at. Yeah. Oh, you mean people actually have to learn how to fly and land and have to fly for real and land for real? Yes. You idiot. You imbecile. you know, but common sense ain't common. People have all these stereotypes about people, of all groups and all races. And it's like, yo, you could have Googled that and saw if it's true now. It wasn't a joke. You could have Googled that. Now you could have Googled, oh man, these people do this and these people do that. But those people don't do that though. But I know what's more important. Your stereotype is more important than the truth. I get it. I get it. I get it. Because nowadays, it's not just nowadays, but it's more egregious now. It's more egregious now because, you know, um, there was a time where you couldn't Google stuff. So if you believe, and let me just go with the stereotype thing for a second. Most people aren't around the group of people that they have all these stereotypes about. Most people, you know, most people who got stereotypes about black people ain't around black people like that. Most people that got stereotypes about Hispanics ain't about Hispanics like that. Most people that got stereotypes about Asians ain't around Asians like that. These just stereotypes. Now, conversely, even with white America, white people, y'all the majority of the population in America. Most people who got stereotypes about y'all, some of the stereotypes is weird. I ain't gonna front. But all the other groups have to interact with you far more than you have to interact with us, in that we have to interact with each other. So a lot of us don't have stereotypes. A lot of us have experiences with you. It's a difference. A lot of y'all swear y'all got experiences with us, but they don't. But it don't be real. Oh man, the black neighborhoods, they're shooting up the neighborhood. When last time you been in a black neighborhood that was considered the hood and there's poverty and violence? Let me just answer the question. When's the last time you been there? I've never been there. I know you never been there. I know you never been there. So you don't know what the hell you talking about. You know. So now it becomes, it's a whole nother issue. It's a whole nother issue. Because at this point, you got to look at people like, you mean to tell me you crashing out? You know how they'll say most people, the Bible says people perish from a lack of knowledge. You know, and it's like, yo, you're willfully stupid at this point, and you don't care that you're stupid. Let me rewind the tape a little bit. Boy, you know, I people forget when 9/11 happened. People forgot. People when 9/11 happened, people was like, "Why are we going to the wrong country?" That's not who did that. But all of the Congress, all of the Senate or Congress representative, everybody was in on, we going to war with, with Iraq. It's like, yo, that's not the right country though. It's not the right country. So from that point on, I ain't gonna say all of them, like 99% of Congress voted we should go to war with Iraq when it was the wrong doggone country to be in with. From that point on, and even prior to that, I say even prior to that, and I hate to say this now, but it's the reality. When George Bush, H.W. Bush, the junior, was running for president, they thought he was stupid. They thought he was slow. They thought he was slow. No. The guys who flew the plane was from Saudi Arabia. They were from Saudi Arabia. Bin Laden was in Afghanistan, but the people were from Saudi Arabia. But that's a whole nother thing where people thought he was stupid. And the fact of the matter is, you had a whole country, going, hey man, I think the boy got a little slow. It's like, nah, he ain't slow. He ain't slow at all. Because if y'all felt like he was slow and you voted him to be the president and all of his slow decisions destroyed the country and you was backing it, you slow. So from that point, it went downhill with stupidity. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. People been dead wrong and they know they dead wrong. Just, yo, it's okay. It's okay. It's like, wait, what? If you leave the gas on in the house and the fire don't come up, you can leave the gas running all day. If the house smell like eggs, nothing's gonna happen. What? No, the house gonna blow up the minute it gets a spark of some light. No, not my house. My house is different from every other house that has gas in it. Other houses will blow up, but not my house. It's like, oh, okay, you stupid. That's where we at. My car got gas in it, but it's going to E. When it gets to below E, the car gonna cut off and it has, the miles left. I got 3 miles left, but if it go to zero, I still got another 20 miles after the zero. Cause the gas I put in my car is special. Zero ain't the end, it's -20. It's like, oh my God, y'all. This what we doing today? This is what we doing today. Willfully stupid. You know how people say, you know, people talk about dating and and people dating, young people dating, and they go, hey man, the STD rates is up, AIDS is up and herpes is up and chlamydia is up and gonorrhea is up, all these STDs. I'm like, so all these STDs is up. Interesting. but pregnancies are down. It's a lot. STDs keep growing, but pregnancies are down. And then I pause and I think about something. I'm like, man, if y'all know these STDs up, so you willfully knowing that there's a lot of strangers out here burning, but you meet them and you decided you going raw. Like, that's what we doing. That's what we do. Oh man, I heard there's a lot of people who burning outside. But ooh, but tonight though, you look kind of good though. So I'm just saying, hey, we gonna have to roll the dice. We gonna have to roll the dice, like you passed the smell test. Plus we've been drinking, so hey, if I wake up, with HIV, it's a surprise to me. I've been doing this all year. Like what? What the fuck? What? You gonna do this every? I'm fly. You matter of fact, I'm gonna fly out the country and go raw. I'm gonna go raw in other countries. All over the globe. Caribbean. I'm going to the Caribbean. I'm going raw. Going to Asia. Going raw. Going to Africa. Going raw. I'm like, hold up now. All right now, like you. I don't think that's a good idea. And this long flight back while you burning. I don't know. I don't know. And I'm not saying everybody, is burning. I'm just saying if you so into safety, but hey, let me raw dog. I'm like, okay, fine. What are the odds of it happening to me? They say, if you go raw, 132 times, 133 is where you can get an uncurable disease. So how many times you done went raw? I'm on 272 right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting there. You know what I'm saying? I got good luck. Oh, okay. 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 You got good luck. Oh, okay. All right. All right. Fine. But this is what we doing. Like, you could have Googled, this not a good idea, but nah, we not doing that. Same thing with money and finances. They tell you, hey man, these are the interest rates. This is, you can Google if you living below your means, at your means, above your means. You can Google this stuff. You can say, is this a good idea? But you know what? Nah, I need that. I need that car. I need that house. You know what I'm saying? That's what I need. No, you don't. No. You don't want to do that. That's going to cost too much every month. It's going to be killing you. Nah, I'm good. No, you're not good. You could Google, hey, I'm going to go to college and get an education and I'm going to get a high paying job. Okay, so you already know which degrees and which careers pretty much pay the most. Yeah, but I'm not going to do none of them, no. Nah, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do something different. Okay, well, if you do something different, that's fine. But you're going to go into a career that pays a good living. Nah, I'm not going to do that either. Even if I could get a degree in something that's, not that cool or whatever, but these other little jobs, they would take the degree and I can make money just because I have a degree and make this amount of money a year. So I'm gonna do that. Nah. I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna go completely against the grain. How does that work? Oh, because a lot of people didn't graduate college. And Mark Zuckerberg didn't graduate college. Warren Buffett, Phil Knight and Nike, they didn't really finish college. Jay-Z didn't finish college. And, yes, what I'm talking about, you baby, I'm gonna be an entrepreneur. Google how many of these entrepreneurs that didn't make it, that didn't finish school, made it. Less than 1%. Yeah, but I'm different. I'm different. I'm different. I got what it takes, baby. Okay. All right. All right. Mm-hmm. And then 2 years in, you know, you need pills for schizophrenia because you enjoy yourself crazy, but you ain't got the money for it because you ain't got no dang on insurance. But, it is what it is. You know, it's like, oh man, y'all tripping. Tripping. You could have Googled how this was going to end. What up, Chaos? You could have Googled how this was going to end. But everybody got to be special. Everybody special, especially smart being stupid, especially smart being dumb. Information age, but ain't got no information but Pornhub and matter of fact, out here sports betting, parlaying it up every week. The parlay, Google how many times you gonna win at a parlay. Google your odds. It's not good. But hey man, but you know what I'm saying? I got to hit this parlay though. I got to hit this magical parlay, baby. I got to $5. I came up and won 50 grand on this magical parlay. It's like, oh, okay. All right, this is what we doing? That's what I'm doing. Okay. All right. Google how many times that works. It works, it works 2% of the time. So you losing 98% of the time. I said, listen. You know, that's not, but don't worry about that. Worry about me hitting this time. All right, man. Look. Why? Matter of fact, why me and you talking about you and gambling and parlays? I need to talk to you about that. I need like $20 for this parlay that I got on DraftKings. No. But if I hit, I got you. But if you don't hit, you gonna ask me for $20 more? No. This is how this goes over and over again. You could Google this stuff. Google it ain't gonna work out. You know what I'm saying? Just Google, it's not gonna work, G. Matter of fact, oh boy, I'm about to be so petty. I'm about to be so petty when I say what I'm about to say. So you could Google if you overweight or not, right? You could Google if you ugly or not. You know what I'm saying? Like you could Google, hey man, what is my BMI? My BMI said it's da 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 da. Yeah, man, I'm 50 pounds overweight. You could Google that. But nah, I'm good. No, you're not good. There's too many people out here built like Dave Blunts and acting like they don't know how they got there. It's too many men out here built like Dave Blunts. And not to mention, it's too many women out here who y'all BBL'd out here with not that's not your real belly button. My stomach flat. I don't give a fuck. You could have just stopped eating it. You could have ate a little bit less and worked out, but for that same stomach. But no. But I'm fine. No, you're not. No, you're not. You could have Googled this ain't gonna work out in the end. She said to me, I was like pressure. Terrible, man. Matter of fact, let me tell you how bad this is. You got droves of people right now who can't cook. You could Google a recipe. You could YouTube how to make something. You could. You could Google a better diet. You could Google how to season stuff. I don't know how to make that. How you don't? You could have Googled it. I'm gonna tell you, like in 10 years, y'all gonna need Google to make cereal. I can tell you that right now. I can tell you that right now. Y'all out here, you be like, I don't know if people can make grits right now. All that take is damn water and salt and pepper. You know, that's really all it takes is water and salt and pepper. You know, that's all. But can you? I don't know what. Google, what is a pot? Google, how do you make rice? Oh my goodness. You got too many food critics out here who can't cook. I don't like the way that don't have enough meat. The texture is off. If you don't shut, when the last time you cooked? Never. Do you mean DoorDash? What? What? Why? Why are you DoorDashing every day when you can cook something? I just seems like it takes so long. Okay. When people used to tell you say that eating healthy is expensive. No, it's not. Eating fruits and vegetables is not expensive. You could have Googled that. You could have Googled that. You know what's expensive? Buying steaks, salmon, you know, chicken wings, lamb. That's expensive. But tomatoes don't cost that much. You know what I'm saying? Spinach and kale don't cost that much. You need some fruits, bananas, and oranges. Don't cost that much. But damn. Oh man, it's expensive to eat healthy. No, it is not. It just don't taste. It just don't taste like them Reese's peanut butter cups you buying for $4 in the bag in the candy aisle. That's the only difference. It don't taste like them Oreos you buying for $5. That's the only difference. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself. Like, this water. I go into the water aisle and I bought some inexpensive water. A gallon for $1 and some change. But don't quite. It just don't taste like, my favorite juice, cause it ain't juice. It don't taste like Coca-Cola. It's not supposed to. I wonder why I got diabetes. Google it. Google everything you've been eating for the last week and ask yourself why you got diabetes. You know. Google it. You can Google every goddamn thing. Google, why am I peeing and it's blue? You finna die. What's wrong with you? You finna die over here. Google, is it bad that I only have a bowel movement once a week? You finna die. Yeah. I thought, should it be this, should I feel this way, Google? No, you shouldn't. Taste the rainbow. That's cold-blooded. But y'all tripping out here. And when I say tripping, I mean tripping. You know? I'm tired, man. You can use Amazon to Google Amazon and all these damn websites to Google outfits and sunshades and listen, I'm gonna look fly. Why? Why? You can add more context to the question. It's crazy. He's an F club. I can't. Yeah. you know, I was about to say something. You know, and I say another, and I say this for another reason, because people know that people aren't really paying attention on social media. Like content creators know people ain't paying attention, and people not googling simple information, and they're making content knowing that it's BS, knowing that a bunch of people gonna gravitate to it because they stupid. They know that. They know that. I've seen numerous people take videos. They took videos and cut out the actual ending of it to make the person look stupid. Oh, it's like, bro, play the whole video because that's not what it was. Just to make commentary. You've seen videos of people now using, celebrities faking, oh, my car insurance costs $20. Like, shut up. That's not what they talking about in that video. Now you just did a AI voiceover because you trying to get some clicks and likes and get some money in your pocket. But people could Google that stuff. But the fact you're not paying attention and don't want to pay attention is a whole nother story. Matter of fact, let me. Well, I'm finna be petty. This is another reason I knew people were getting dumber. You got all these these apps on your phone. Netflix, Hulu, Disney. Paramount. Just so Tubi, all this stuff. You got all these movies and television shows at your disposal, and that's how I knew people was getting dumber. I don't know how many times I've been around people who are watching the show, who are watching a movie, and had to ask you what just happened. Like, ain't you sitting right here? Did you rewind it and see what happened? I don't want to rewind it. I just want you to just tell me. No, because if I tell you, I'm missing the movie or the show while I'm telling you, and you ain't catching this part. It's crazy. It's crazy. You can't watch it. People need instant replay for just for regular Netflix now. They just need to rewind it. I didn't catch that part. It was the beginning. How you ain't catch it? You was sitting right here looking. The attention span is terrible, man. It's terrible. That's why people was complaining about people going on dates and people going on dates, but they're on their phone with somebody else. You can't even pay attention to people on a date with them. You said you asked them to go out and you said yes to go out with them, and now you're on a date and you completely on your phone looking at something completely different. You're stupid. You're stupid. But man, I'm disturbed at this behavior. I'm disturbed by this behavior, not at this behavior. Just disturbed by this behavior. Matter of fact, let me say this before I even start getting ready to shut it down. You know what else I'm mad about? I'm gonna tell you why I'm mad, son. For years, some of y'all could Google how y'all text. Y'all texting people and you grown and you texting and it's retarded. Like it's a spell check in your text message to help you spell this shit right. You can't even spell. Listen, Now you can't spell regular words right. Now you grown trying to have a conversation with somebody through text, and you wonder why, they ghosted me, because you stupid. That's why. Now people got to figure out what you trying to pronounce with these dumbass letters, and you could have just wrote, and it gave you the word for it in the phone. Do you know how stupid you got to be to text somebody and it corrects your word for you, or it highlights the bottom to let you know, hey man, this is a lot of place. You got to put something else. You got to, and you still stupid enough to keep to text like this consecutively, just back to back to back to back to back. And somebody got to say, hey man, you shouldn't be texting in dumb slang. Mm-mm, 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 mm-mm. That's not good. That's not good. What the fuck is ION? That's ION, huh? Bitch, if you don't stop texting that stupid shit, you 30. You've been speaking English all your life and now you can't spell. Man, listen. Yeah, yeah. I don't even know what. Man, I thought you. I was about to say Ion. Ion? That was you? You wrote Ion? Somebody text you something. It takes you a real thing, and your response is type shit. Type shit, bitch. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Now you want to respond in shorthand. The hell's wrong with you? It ain't just Gen Z. Trust me, it ain't just Gen Z. I'm trying to figure like what did your teacher? How did your? I remember teachers saying, "Hey man, you can't write like you talk. Like nobody is not gonna understand that." you know. And then y'all got so comfortable. I graduated. Now I can write. I can write how I talk. No, 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 no. Everybody's not gonna pick that one up. I don't need a I don't need a slang response for some simple shit. I don't. Right? And yeah. Look. I'm a boy. I mean, you gotta understand something. Ever since you could take a picture on your phone, let me just go there. F it. Let me tell you one thing I think is stupid. Ever since you've been able to take a picture on your phone, you got people meeting each other online and then sending each other sexual pictures. And then a week later, y'all ain't even talking. Like, like that's the stupidest shit. Yeah. I think you're cute. Oh, bang. Ooh, half naked. Gotcha. Oh, we want to go out. Bang. Let me send you a picture of the meat. Like, what are we doing? And then next week you back at it again. 2 weeks later you back at it again. You done went a year dating and you done sent at least 25 adult pictures of yourself and you complaining about society. People always out here ghosting them. Wait a minute. You do realize a person don't even know your last name, but they got pictures of you naked. Like, that's stupid. People don't know your last name, but they got pictures of you naked. With a response type shit. And once again, that ain't a Gen Z thing. Boy, people was wilding out here, just wilding. Oh man, I'm about to get out of here, man. It's all that. I'm too old today. But people dropping a location. Hey, people rob people, right? Yeah, but you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna still show them where I'm at. I gotta show them what I'm doing right now. No, 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 no. You don't drop your location knowing people rob people when they're in certain place. Why are you doing this? I gotta let them see me. No, you don't. No, you don't. But I'm just saying, like, you you could Google that it's not a good idea to drop your location knowing that people are criminals and will rob you. You could Google that. You could Google, is it a good idea to get an Uber at 1 in the morning? Is it a good idea to go get gas at 11:30 at night in a bad neighborhood? You could Google this stuff. You could. But y'all just wanna put yourselves in bad positions. Some of y'all who like being on drugs. You could Google, hey man, can I pass a drug test with these drugs in my system that I just took 3 days ago? No. You can Google this stuff, but you're gonna still do it. Okay, I'm gonna put a little bit of this and a little bit of that with a little bit of this, and I can make it. Damn it, I ain't make it. It's like, okay, all right. And I'm not look. And I'm not saying, even I'm not saying uh smart people don't make dumb decisions. That's not what I'm saying. Smart people can make dumb decisions, but smart people limit their dumb decisions. That's what I'm saying. Like, we're living in an era where you can do something stupid. I ain't doing that shit no more. But we're living in an era where you know what? I'm doing it again and again and again and again and again. It's like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. But you know what? Ah man. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that now. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You gotta learn from your mistakes. We don't learn from mistakes nowadays. We just make the same mistake over and over again. It's just like, okay, all right, that's good. It's good. I didn't die. What's old boy? But did you die? But did you die? It says if you didn't die, it's not a bad mistake. Oh, okay, fine, whatever, whatever. You know. But I'm gonna get out of here now, man. Y'all have a great one. I'll catch y'all another time, man. Peace.